Ready? Welcome, everyone. Call this meeting to order of the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Commission, July 25th, 2024. January 25th, 2024. Madam Secretary, can you please conduct roll? Recording Secretary?
Commissioner Nelson, Commissioner Ding, Commissioner Wu. Here. Commissioner Diaz. Here. Commissioner Reyes. Here. Vice Chair Torres. Present. Chair Herrera.
Here. Thank you so much.
Have a quorum.
We have quorum. Thank you. This is after roll call. Now we move on to for members of the public. Oh. Yes, thank you so much. I'd like now to hand it over to our executive director, Scott.
All right, Council and Chair, I'd like to take this time to, as you guys can see, we have a new face in the crowd and we have some special guests in the crowd that want to say a couple of things to you guys. First, I would like to introduce Miss Stephanie Garcia, who will be taking over as our head of the moderator. I don't know what the correct term is. So again, she is part of our accounting team and, you know, very talented. So wanted to introduce you to her right over there. So. And then two, in our sitting in our crowd today, I'd like to see if they'd like to come up and say a couple words, you guys. We have our Assistant City Manager, Stephen Mendoza, as well as our Acting City Manager, Tom Hatch. So if you guys would like to come up.
Hi, good evening. It's quite an honor. Thank you, Scott Huck, for the time. So I'm Tom Hatch. I've been with the city just for about 2.5 months or so, just a short period of time. I'm enjoying my time here. I have quite a bit of experience in local government for several cities around LA County and Orange County. About a third of my career, about over 9 years, was directly working in Parks and Recreation. It's my favorite department. And these services and the committee that you're on and the commission you're on provide a valuable service to kind of what makes the soul and the core of vibe and feeling for the city of Santa Ana. Those events that our youth in Santa Ana will attend, the activities, the educational classes, the special events, those really shape a community's image. And it really brings us together. And so I understand how vital those are. And you've got a great team, both in the library staff and the Parks and Recreation staff that provide some excellent programs. You must be very proud. They do just an outstanding job of working hard on those things. And so I'm a big supporter of what you do. I appreciate your time. I told the council, I send a little daily update to them. I said I was going to come say hello, and then I was going to thank you on behalf of them, but also on behalf of our staff and the community as well. And so it's just an honor to spend a few minutes with you. So thank you for the time.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Stephen Mendoza. I'm previously the Community Development Agency Director, and now I'm the Assistant City Manager. I've been with the City of Santa Ana for almost 6 years, and I've been a resident of the city for 24 years. Proud resident. I enjoy what you do to make the city better, and it also benefits my life on a daily basis, not just 9 to 5. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Executive Director and Acting City Manager, for being here. And it's really great. I think a lot of us really love our Parks and Rec, and the staff here are really dedicated to making sure that our quality of life for our residents is always great. So thank you. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we could all please stand and do the pledge. Flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation. Normally, this would be a time for employees of the month. And so we won't have any for this month, but next month we will aim to have some employees recognized for the month. And the next is public comments. So for members of the public or Zoom or teleconference to request to speak during public comments on the agenda or non-agenda items within the city's jurisdiction, you must dial 9 from your phone or click the button labeled raise your hand on Zoom now to be in the speaker queue once public comments commence. So do we have any, we have one here, request to speak in person for public comments. Nina?
Hi, thank you very much. I know I've seen many of you before. My name is Nina Jurek, co-president of Washington Square Neighborhood Association. Thank you, commissioners, for allowing me the opportunity to speak again. Again, great to see you. Here again, for the same thing we're advocating for, let you know that we are still very passionate about a walkable park in our neighborhood. Over the holidays, had the opportunity to see so many families out and about. We had many different neighborhood events, from Pictures with Santa to Christmas carolers to watching and seeing all the lights in the neighborhood, all of the decorations. It was really a great time, a great community coming together and seeing all of these things. What was incredibly heartwarming to me was seeing so many new families into the neighborhood. I was very surprised to see that we had so many of them. And it was exciting to see so many little ones. They were in wagons or in strollers, and it's for that reason we really desire a walkable park. Our councilman, Jonathan Hernandez, has been working with various city officials. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Feasibility study, as I understand, is going to be in the works or approved for. We're hoping for it. And anyway, I just wanted to say thank you, because I know all of you are working with us, with our neighborhood, advocating for a park as well. And I want to thank all of you for that. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nina. Recording secretary, do we have any comments coming in from Zoom?
At the moment, we don't have anybody. We would like to remind those joining us online, if you would like to provide a comment via Zoom, please use the hands feature and you will have 3 minutes to be able to have your comment. At the moment, we don't have any speakers.
Thank you so much. Next is the consent calendar. Is there a motion and a second to accept?
I so move.
Second,
I second.
recording secretary, can you announce the roll call?
Commissioner Nelson, Commissioner Dang.
Yeah.
Yes. Commissioner Wu,
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Reyes,
Yes.
Vice Chair Torres,
Yes.
Chair Herrera.
Yes.
The motion carried.
So I believe it's the that was the motion to the next presentation, Executive Director, we have is for the calendar, the meeting.
That is correct. So in your packet, you guys should see the 2024 commission calendar schedule right now. We just want to make sure that you guys see what dates are on. And again, if there's any direction you'd like to see. I know this past year, when it came to November and December, we settled on a date. Do we not have it?
Executive, we don't have any packets for the agenda. We have the simplified version.
Okay, so I'll read it to you then. if That's all right with you guys. So basically, we're gonna have the same regular meeting dates. It'll be the fourth Thursday of every month at 5:30 here at City Councils. If we want to change that, just need, consent. But right now, we've got January 25th, February 22nd, March 28th, April 25th, May 23rd, June 27th, as the full board mentioned, July 25th, August 22nd, September 26th, October 23rd, November 28th, and December 26th. We have those canceled due because that is Thanksgiving on the 28th, and of course, the 26th is after day after Christmas. So we are recommending for December 5th for those two together. And that will be the calendar set for our commission meetings for the year 24.
I do remember seeing, I reviewed the agenda online. And I know last year we had discussed meeting in person. I think, based as if, on for the agenda for today, it was once a month for the rest of this year. We're canceling the meeting in November. We're doing December 8th and then canceling the last Thursday of the month in December.
Yes,
I think that's great. And, maybe we can propose, or I propose, maybe we can do, the meeting in April, July, and October for maybe in-person meetings at a specific location outside of the chambers.
we can definitely look into that and get back to you, because again, we gotta make sure we have all the technology and stuff to be out there. So if that's all right with you, we can come back with you for our next council meeting for some recommendations as I get with my team.
I think that's, to reiterate, I'm just saying, we have our meetings once a month, and at least maybe 3 of them can be in person at a site. I'm thinking again, the meeting in April, July, and October. Be happy to hear your thoughts on that. Or we can, just do the in-person meetings once a month here. Some of the locations that come to mind that we can kind of meet at, I think considering like the location and specific technology, for sure, one of the senior centers, I think we should be able, that would be great if we can meet at one of the senior centers to have our meetings. But I welcome feedback from others about other specific locations.
I like the idea, and if they could bring some examples, that would be good, but with your suggestion, it's good.
Maybe in addition, we could also add the library too, and so that maybe more people can have space to be inside and have the meeting inside too, or maybe like another community center.
We can definitely look into libraries. Some of the spaces we will recommend is that we do have enough space for you guys to all sit. As you know, right now we are currently 9. Could grow, we don't know. So definitely, like I said, senior center is a possibility. Maybe one of our rec centers, and maybe out there at the zoo or some things. I'll work with Brian to see what he has. I do know his library is going under soon, so the main library will be out of the question. But definitely, we can look at possibly over at New Hope.
Do those in-person dates make sense?
April, July, and October, yes,
April,
makes
July,
sense.
October?
And then would we add this item to the agenda for the next meeting?
Yes, we'll come back with some suggestions for you to approve.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but like I said, next month meeting will be on as scheduled, February 22nd.
Next is the library staff report.
Right. Good evening, members of the Parks Recreation Community Services Commission. My name is Brian Sternberg. I'm the Library Services Director. I have a few exciting updates for you guys tonight. The first is a new partnership that we have established with the Segerstrom Center for the Performing Arts. Beginning January 10th, the library started this new pilot program with the Segerstrom Center. And it is funded in part by some dollars we received from our Santa Ana City Council, $5,000 to be exact, to launch some beat making and music classes at the library, which was a part of the budget that we have this year, the 23-24 fiscal year budget. So as a part of that, we have 3 different initiatives and 3 different program tracks or series with the Segerstrom Center that all happen on site at our library. So it's kind of like bringing their programs to our community here in Santa Ana, especially the ones that, you know, might be more distant from down there, right at the Santa Ana Costa Mesa border, bringing them up, and also, of course, offering those for free, because sometimes those programs and stuff can get pretty pricey when you're doing it through the Segerstrom Center itself. So we're bringing those up and to our community, offering them for free. The first one being a Studio D, which is an ongoing existing program that the Segerstrom Center has. So we're bringing that, which is a dance and music community class, to the libraries, both Maine and New Hope. This is a weekly dance and music program for participants of all ages. That one started January 10th, 2024, and that runs from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Similarly, there's a Tuesday night dancing class. This is the one at Maine. They're all a part of the Studio D program. So there's kind of 2 prongs to the Studio D program. The one at Maine, we're calling Tuesday night dancing, and that is another weekly dancing class for teens and adults. That one started on January 16th, and that runs from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. at the Maine Library. So 2 different programs there. Then the third component of it is going to be what we're calling a teen jam sessions beat making class. And this will be a weekly music making skills program for specifically targeted for young adults and teens. That will kick off on April 3rd. So we still have a little bit of time for that one, from 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. at our Main library. Next, of course, and I'm sure our Parks Department may talk about it a little bit as well, but I'm going to focus in on kind of some of the library elements of our Tet Lunar New Year Festival that will be coming up real soon, February 3rd at Centennial Park from 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m., 3000 West Edinger. We're really excited. This is, I think, a first collaboration with the Library Services Agency and the Parks Recreation Community Services Agency to come together and really host one of these large scale city events that we do. You know, things that we do here in Santa Ana, you know, we're about building community. So we're about people learning about other cultures that they might not be familiar with, and vice versa. So this is really about a community building and about bringing everybody in the city together to enjoy diversity and the cultures of others. So we're really excited for this one. The library is going to have a special author there, Carolyn Huynh, who is a local Vietnamese author that has a new book out. She'll be on the main stage during the event, talking about her life and her experience as a Vietnamese immigrant and the family she comes from. Then, of course, we're going to have something called the Library Lane, which is going to be complete with story times, things to do. Of course, we'll have a kids zone for kids to play in, all kinds of great stuff. There will be cultural performances, live entertainment. I know we're going to have the lion dance out there. We've had the lion dance at the library in the past. Now we're excited to bring it out to this Tet Festival event as well, happening on February 3rd. And then the whole thing is going to culminate with a fireworks show, which was led, by our Parks and Rec department, that I'm personally really excited for. So please come out to this one. It's going to be an amazing event. Next and finally, for the library, we're having our annual Dia de los Niños program that is around the corner here in April as well. That's Saturday, April 27th from 10:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. That'll be at our main library. That's another one that we did last year. We got our biggest turnout ever. We got several thousand people out there. It was a great event. This year, we're hoping for, a very similar turnout as well. This is again a family-friendly event, and what this does is it stresses the importance of children, literacy, and families. We'll have book giveaways for children, free train rides, make and take activities that little ones can collect while they're there, take home, little science experiments, kits, crafts, arts, whatever it might be, take it with them, do it at home. There'll also be interactive opportunities to do crafts and programs right there at the event, including we're going to have a bubble station. Every kid loves bubbles, so we're excited to have that back again. We're going to have a main stage author, which is going to be actually an author and illustrator of the Grumpy Monkey series, which if you haven't heard about the Grumpy Monkey series, I know but if you have little ones, believe me, they know about this. We're going to have the author and illustrator out there, and that will be a really fun event. And they're going to, have things for kids to do. It'll be on the main stage, and everyone will be able to, I think, come out and enjoy. So food trucks will be there, all kinds of great stuff. We are looking forward to it. Once again, that's going to be April 27th from 10:30 a.m. to 2:00 p.m. Just a really fun, good time as always. We hope to see you there. Then, of course, just, we always provide our kind of a lineup of our main program highlights. You can see January and February there, some of the things that we have done and are doing coming up. You see we have the Puppet Company, Wacky Winter Adventure Puppet Show that happened, that's happening now between January 17th and January 31st. Science and STEM programs. You can also see our Segerstrom Center programs listed there. We, of course, have our Vietnamese story time now that we do at the New Hope Library, and just a variety of other things for the entire family. So that concludes my report. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Does the commission have any questions or comments? Commissioner Diaz?
I went to the dancing class. It was really fun. It was really, really fun and really tiring at the end. But it was fun. I recommend everyone to come and enjoy. You can bring the kids. There were lots of kids, and I had a lot of fun. So thank you for bringing that program over.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Diaz. Yeah, we were really excited for that one, and we hope that the crowd continues to grow as we put out more promotion and get it really out on social media. But yeah, I think that's just one that I think really gives opportunities to others who might not be able to take advantage of those classes, and of course nearby where they live too, which I was excited to do.
Any other comments from the commission? Executive Director, I'm so happy that you're doing another, it's ongoing annual Dia de los Niños. Last year I remember I went, and it was very popular. There was a lot of folks, and I'm happy that that you're working through the logistics for the event. I know last year there was parking, or so I'm curious to know if there's what the plan is, or I know that there's a lot of folks can get frustrated and just drive fast, and I'm like, no, so I want to put an emphasis on the parking, and
Okay,
sure that
thank you,
we were
sir.
like, hey, it's under control, or there's at least direction. I know the parking lot across the street from the library, it was kind of like people were coming in and out, and I'm a little worried, but I think I'm hopeful that will be sorted out, and
Yeah, and we've made some efforts to try to get some parking structures open. Unfortunately, some the other parties aren't always interested in having the more available. So we definitely have what we had last year, as well as some additional traffic control and coordination out there to make sure everything was everything is copacetic, and there's no accidents and things like that. I hear you 100%. Yeah, last year really kind of took us by surprise how big
popular
and how popular that event went. So yeah, we're expecting it again this year. So
no, and I'm glad that that your department you seek funding. Hey, it's a pretty big event. I was surprised too. So if there's needed not security, but folks to just help in that aspect.
Absolutely.
But hopefully our county partners are helpful maybe in the future for that structure. But that's the only comment I have. Great. Thank you so much, Executive Director. Next is the Parks and Facility Staff Report.
Chair Herrera, is there a motion to receive and file?
In the past, we didn't do the motion to approve the specific section.
Okay.
So, I think I would be okay if we just moved on to the next section.
Good.
Yeah.
So good evening, Chair, good evening, Commissioners. I'm also a very big fan of popping the bubbles and the monkeys. So I'm definitely excited for that. So my name is George Acevedo. I'm the Park Service Superintendent. And on behalf of Susie Furjanic, I'm going to send her apologies to the Commissioners as she really enjoys presenting and being here at Commission. So last presentation we had, I know we highlighted a lot of our first year accomplishments. So this presentation, I kind of want to just follow up with, kind of the progress we're making and kind of just give you more information on the update. So let me start with the good news. A couple months ago, Senator McFadden was brought to the table. Gerardo Moet Park has then it's a reality. So this Saturday at 11 o'clock, it's the groundbreaking ceremony. So everybody's invited to please join us and celebrate the great man and his legacy at Senator McFadden, now Gerardo Moet Park. Second, another great project is the ribbon cutting at Friendship Park. It's actually the Santa Ana Gardens Bike Trail. This is a project in collaboration with the county and the city of Santa Ana to connect section from Jerome to First Street. And then in the process, renovate Friendship Park. So I'm very excited. Right now, they're still working on a tentative date. So it's February 24th. Once again, February 24th. More details to come once they actually finalize the date. So that's another project that the community and everybody's welcome to join us. And additionally, I think last we reported that we applied for the State and Land Water Conservancy grant for 10th and Flower. We were successful. So round of applause for Susie's team for being successful. $2.5 million grant to now build that park. So right now it's fenced off, some mulch, kind of serves as a dog park or, whatever the public might need it. But now it's going to be a reality. So we're excited to get that project rolling into design. The design's done. It's just more the construction now. Also, the Santiago Gas House project that was completed last year has won the Excellence Award for the California and Recreation Society. So with that, I think coupled with that, now the state has, prioritized our grant for the expansion of the Santiago Park from the gas house to Main. So now we're, more in the running, or it has more of a priority. So that's going to get presented to their commission. So we look forward to good news for that. Furthermore, we also, the planning team is moving forward with the master plan at Chepas Park and the architectural design for a community center in conjunction applying for a CDGB grant while they do that. So now let me go get some updates on some ongoing and upcoming construction. Hopefully you guys are familiar or are aware that we got 4 new restrooms coming to our park systems. Currently, Riverview and Heritage restrooms are placed. They're working on just doing the final connection, some site work, final punch list, and then hopefully opening them up in the next month. But we did want to invite the public to Windsor Park February 7th in the morning. If anybody's interested in seeing actually how the prefab restrooms come on a semi, they're cut. It's in 2 pieces, 2 trucks. They come in, the crane will come pick them up, place them, and then kind of bolt them together on site. So February 7th at Windsor Park, that's mark your calendars. That's pretty exciting to see them up in the air and then as they place them from the trucks onto the site. So that's ongoing. And then once we finalize those, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. And then we'll go to Angels and replace that one. That'll be our last freestanding restroom. So very excited for that. And then lastly, we have a Jerome Park irrigation project. It's expected to start next month. This is essentially to upgrade our irrigation controller to smart irrigation and upgrade our underground irrigation system. You know, something that's not flashy because you can't see it, but the results of clean, safe, green with full coverage is going to be the results of that project. So once it's in place, we'll be able to see the results. So some of those projects, you can't really see them, but once the results are there, it's very much appreciated. And then Park Services, last council meeting, we went to council and awarded new landscape contracts to the zoo, Civic Center, and our citywide parks. So we awarded our contract to 4 vendors. So we're very excited bringing them on board. We've redid a lot of our specifications to address a lot of the issues we had in the past. So we're very excited to see a higher level of service through our park system. So they'll start February 1st. So that's very exciting news. Hopefully everybody will see the impact as we kind of go into the next year. Also, I just want to take the time to thank my staff for addressing 245 My Santa Ana requests in the month of December, along with the park inspectors who oversee the contractors, making sure that we're holding them accountable for what the contract specs say. And then let me get close to the end here. Our security company, they're coming up on their first year in our city. So I think, kudos to them. We're very grateful for, I guess, the relationship we've had with them and the level of communication, the responsiveness. So this is first year since we've had a good, robust program with 4 roving security guards and 1 armed supervisor patrolling our parks 24/7. That's something that we haven't had that prior to this first year. So, I would say for me, being in the field, I could definitely see the difference. And lastly, we just recently submitted our information stats to the Trust for Public Land Agency. This is last year, we were able to go from 92 to 91. And this year, we're hopeful that we're going to continue to increase our rankings among the state. So I think we're thankful to our commission, to our council, to our electives for all the investment in parks. And, it's a reflection of that. So thankful for that. And this concludes my presentation.
Thank you so much, Superintendent. Do we have any questions from the commission or comments?
I just wanted to say that I'm really excited for all these improvements that are going on, especially the bathrooms. I'm very interested to see that because we're still kind of disappointed in El Salvador Park. But some of the updated, what we can do to make it look a little bit better or add some more would be really great at El Salvador Park. But I will go to Windsor Park to see what they have inspected. Yeah, and all the improvements in the grants, you've been working very hard to get grant monies. And I see we get properties, but then we have to get grants monies for the play yards and all that. Is that what we have to look at some of the things?
John, can you repeat the question one more time?
I was just saying, once we get properties like 10th and Flower, then we have to get grant monies to do the improvements and add the playground, correct?
That is correct. So, there's various grantee requirements, and depending on the area of the city, we meet certain requirements. We go after different grants, and there's some agencies that require matching funds. So, we kind of just lay it all out and see what grant is best suited for that location in the park. Fortunately, in Santa Ana, not fortunately, but we qualified for a lot of grant funding. So the first step is acquiring the land, like a 10th and Flower. We were able to bring out the agency. They had a field meeting, and then kind of told our story about why we should be selected. We were successful. So it's the process, and each one varies depending on the requirements.
Also, too, like at El Salvador Park, we need a covering. So do we ask for a grant? How can we work on it or help you work on getting it's very hot on that cement that's there. and for
Like a
years when
shade structure?
Yes, a shade structure.
So, I mean, there's just two ways, right? We, as an agency, we have what we call SBR. So we have a request to council as a one-time ask to fund shade structures. Also, we also always encourage commissioners and the public, to talk to our council members to then, back
Oh, a
our
lot
funding.
of
So
money?
it's a lot of, teamwork between Public Works, ourselves. So there's definitely a need. We have a priority list. We have that ask in the budget cycle.
Okay.
So it's just, we're hopeful that that gets funded. There is a lot of asks and needs for shade structures over playgrounds. So that's kind of, our goal is to probably put a shade structure in every ward and then kind of expand from there.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Good job.
Commissioner.
Any other comments or questions from the commission? Commissioner Diaz?
Yes. I have a quick question. I would like to find out, are you working on any of the restrooms at Cabrillo Park?
So I know that Commissioner Wu brought up El Salvador. What I am doing right now is putting out a bid for epoxy flooring and new partitions. So there's no plans to to replace the restrooms, but there's some plans that I have with our in-house staff or with my operating budget to just do improvements
Okay.
at that restroom.
Because the restrooms as it is right now, they don't have doors. So if, at least doors be added.
Partitions?
Yeah, for
I-
now.
I remember we put them about 2-3 months ago, so
Okay, 3
they
months.
should have some
They
now.
should?
Yes,
Okay.
it
I-
didn't
I
have,
haven't
when
been
we
there yet.
when I first came over, there wasn't any there, but yes, we have put some since.
Okay.
Yes, so I mean, I'll go back and check the
Thank you.
restaurant, but I know that we had a project to put new doors and partitions
Just doors.
at
least.
Cabrillo Park,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, at least just to
Yes.
cover. But my other question was, how many security guards did you mention we have?
So there's 4 per district, so we got the city broken up in quadrants.
Uh-huh.
There's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, so there's 1 roving in each district. So we have 50 parks, so about say 15 parks and bike trails, so that's including too.
Oh.
So they rove around those parks, and then we have a supervisor that's armed that assists them when there's a need.
Do they work 8 to 5 or?
No, it's 24 hours.
Oh, 24 hours? Okay.
Yes, so and then we have, I think I've shared the security number with various I share it with community meetings and with various commissioners. So, that security number is available. And I could reshare it if you guys want, but they're very responsive and they go straight to the security team.
Is that the number on the park sign?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. And then there's a QR code that you can scan and then
Oh.
and give us a number. If you guys want to write it down, I could give it to you guys again. 714-454-1687. 714-454-1687. And it's 24 hours and trust me, they're very responsive. They'll answer and they'll send security within, a couple minutes, 5 to
It's-
10 minutes.
Is that particular number at any place in the app? Do you have like this Miss My Serena app? Is there
Yes.
park security guards? Oh, thank you so much. My last question is, can you give me an update on the toilet paper dispensers?
I got what I'm working on now. We got them on order. I have to now upgrade the spec for the janitorial company. You know how our standard is probably our regular toilet. Now he's gonna have to procure their bigger roll.
Okay.
So it's I haven't forgotten
Okay.
about you, Commissioner Diaz.
Okay, okay.
You'll have one and I'll send you an update on how they're working.
It's
yes.
because I go and I see
Yes,
it.
I
was like, "Ah, gotta
I still
ask."
have you in mind. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Those were my questions.
Vice Chair Zacarias Torres?
Out of the 245 requests from the My Santa app, what are most of the requests regarding?
Oh, they vary, from illegal dumping in the park to vandalism. I mean, I would say 60% vandalism. A lot of, a lot of people try to tap into our electrical systems. You guys know we have an issue with a lot of copper theft. So we're trying to reinforce that. And then they vary to just, valid ones where, there's a maintenance need, repairing a toilet paper holder, a lights out. So, they vary, but I would say the majority is vandalism.
Okay. So you said we have security at all of the parks?
Roving. So yeah, it's not like one
Oh.
posted at each park. No, it's a roving security guards.
So they go from different parks?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any, because at the last meeting, there were some parents who mentioned that the security at the parks were not the best. Are we looking into options in having them stationed at every park to at least have some sort of presence at all times?
We haven't explored that. I mean, honestly, just in like the general feedback, it's been very positive. It definitely comes with the more resources if we want to explore that. But we can, if a particular park is an issue, we'll probably start there versus trying to put one at every park, depending on we'll probably have to create a priority list and then maybe a pilot program, see if one security guard stationed at each park can help with the issues. But I mean, I think in general, we've had nothing but positive feedbacks with the public.
Is there a way to maybe contact that parent group and see if there's a specific park that they?
It was at council meeting.
Yes,
Yeah.
the last council meeting. There is over, I think, more than 2 parents that mentioned that they were part of a parent group and their parks that they go to don't have the best security. So maybe if we can connect with them and see if it's a specific park that they are talking about. Also for the Chiapas Park, do we have a community meeting scheduled so that we can get community input for the park?
There was already 2 scheduled. There was one right before like the Christmas break and then one a couple weeks ago, January, that happened.
Oh,
Yeah,
can we get updates on that, on how those meetings went?
I could follow up with updates. Susie was probably our primary role there, but I could follow up with some updates on how that went.
Okay. And then do we have any idea when the construction will begin on the 10th and Flower Park?
So fortunately, the design's ready. Once again, I think I'll give you I don't want to state a date and be wrong, but I'd rather give you an update once I find a concrete date. So we just got the grant. I think now we just got to, procure the funds, go to council, accept the funds, and then, award contracts and all that. So, but it'll be a process, but I'll provide you an update.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions or comments from the commission?
I was just commenting about the security. I don't know if I want more security or more programs or some more of the programs, someone that's watching it versus security. I think if you have somebody on staff there that it's helping the kids with games or of that sort, that we can get monies for that. And that would alleviate if the kids see an adult there and supervising, more supervising in that level, I would like to see in itself. And most of the parks, if there's someone there, it seems to be more secure, so to speak. So if we can look at that instead of security, that would be nice. I'm sorry.
No,
Oh, no, you're fine.
that makes sense. It takes a community to make our park safe. Safety, security, programming, people activating parks. So yes, it takes
Right.
us all. Yeah.
Watching the parks and also working with the parents to be very
Correct.
visual about that too, and the kids interacting. I think we have to take care of ourselves in itself and make people aware of how much it costs for the parks. It really kills me to hear that they tear it apart and we're paying all this money to do something that's already been done, that could be done, doing something new, like getting someone, a program director there to help the kids or the seniors do some kind of program instead of security.
I agree. No.
I think if we
yeah.
could get both, maybe if we could find a way to be able to activate all of our parks instead of a couple of the parks that are usually activated. And then if some people feel more secure having some sort of presence, and maybe we could have both of them.
I'll defer those programming questions to my deputy director, Tim Pagano. So he will speak on
Yes.
programming.
Commissioner Diaz?
I have a quick comment. I think we have a pilot program at Thornton Park, right? That we have someone. How is that program working?
We just entered into, or I don't know if we finished it, but we'll do extending another 6 months. Tim can give a little bit of update up here when he comes out, but it is still going out there at Thornton Park.
Thank you so much, Park Superintendent, for your work, and please continue to, if recognize staff for the Employee of the Month. That'd always be great.
Yeah, that's my goal this year, to kind of bring the public service staff here to recognize them, because they're doing a lot of great projects and a lot of work. So definitely, that's my goal.
And I also I think I don't know if it's during the contracting phase to do virtual options for the community development projects that we're engaging in, like the Chepas Park. I know we did one for the outdoor library at Jerome. There was a virtual option for folks to kind of listen in on, like, hey, we're investing X amount of millions of dollars in this project. And I didn't attend. I did see the Chepas one, and I was thinking, like, dang, it would be cool to have had a virtual option or something that's kind of posted on our website that kind of this is like the Chepas Park. If you missed the meeting, this is like the virtual meeting that we put together for. And maybe not all the projects, but some that are for sure, like at Memorial Park, right? That one's millions of dollars. And so I think to the extent that that's like, whoa, there's a lot of folks that really are interested in that. So yeah, I think and I don't know, if it's during the contracting phase where you're like, hey, incorporate a community meeting that's virtual. I think that would be great for I saw that there's a lot of projects kind of coming up. So just wanted to share that recommendation. And that's it. Yeah, I think that was the only 2 comments I wanted to make.
Thank you, guys, Commissioner.
Thank you so much. Next, we have our recreation report. Deputy Director Pagano.
Thank you, Chairperson Herrera, and Happy New Year to the Commission. It's nice to see all of you again. To touch on a few things that were already discussed, just to give you some updates as I was listening, the next Logan Chepas community meeting is February 6th, Tuesday, February 6th, from 6 to 7:30 p.m., and it will be at the Logan Center. Reports back from the community workshops have been very positive. We've had, I think the first meeting, there was about 6 to 7 individuals, but in the second meeting, there was 15. So that was really encouraging and a lot of great dialogue around the future of Logan Center. So just a quick update there. And then with regards to the park host, Commissioner Diaz, our park host over at Thornton is currently wrapping up her 2nd year in her initial agreement. And we've had discussions with Councilmember Becerra, who has expressed his support for the program to continue. I know that the Thornton community has really embraced the park host over there. So like Executive Director Scott said, we are going to be doing a 6-month extension from July to December, and we're working on that agreement right now to kind of figure out some terms and conditions as far as what we would like to see and also what our park host would like to see in that next 6 months. That's not the only 6 months. At probably the 3-month mark in September, we'll come back to it with each other, say, hey, is this worth extending for another 6 months? It gives us the flexibility, also gives the park host the flexibility to say, hey, this is a great run. Thank you so much for your service. Now I'm going to exit out and maybe we can go for another park host or look for a new set of applicants at that point. So with that, I'll dive into a couple of the remarks that I have. Parks and Recreation had a very successful holiday season. It started with Plaza Navideña. We had a really great turnout over at Plaza Calle Cuatro. We had another great tree lighting ceremony, and that was at the Winter Village. And the initial reports that we're getting from the Winter Village and the ice skating is that our daily totals in terms of ticket sales were up 75% this year over last year. Now, stats are kind of, you can twist them any way that you want. We did have a better season in terms of it not raining as much. So that was one of the things that, may have been a cause for that 75% increase. Also, we adjusted operational hours to where we had less operational hours this year than what we had last year. So we'll dive a little bit more into that and provide you a further update once we get there. But would like to congratulate our special events team and our whole Parks and Rec team, because it really takes some dedication to, go throughout the holiday season, to be there on the weekends, long days. And we're really appreciative of our partners at Ice America for doing the ice rink and being out there as well too. TET was mentioned by our executive director Sternberg, so I'd like to thank him for giving all the details. I won't go over it again, but again, we're very excited for this first time event, and we hope that all of you guys can come out on February 3rd. Very exciting stuff. And again, the fireworks, as long as it's not raining, but the event will be rain or shine. The fireworks are dependent upon whether or not we have rain in the forecast. So just wanted to mention that. Our superintendent, Acevedo, mentioned the Gerardo Moet groundbreaking that's taking place this Saturday. Again, hope all of you are there. And again, thank you for your support in the naming of that park. I know that started here with some discussion on which direction we want to go, and we're finally here for the groundbreaking. And Parks is really excited about the opportunity to add another park into our park system in the future. Our youth boys basketball program is currently running. It will run from January 6th to March 9th. We have 480 registered participants, which is a 96% fill rate, which is pretty awesome. And I'd like to congratulate our athletic section, especially our youth sports coordinator, for really getting those numbers to where they are. We're very excited with with all the effort that they've made, and very excited for all the participation that's going on right now. Our leisure classes. I don't know if you guys, I know that you guys follow our social media. You've seen a lot more leisure classes coming out in announcements. Would like to congratulate our community education section. They have posted a $35,000 increase in revenue year over year. And I think that's in part to just the variety of classes that they're trying to bring into our repertoire and our portfolio. So that's very positive in terms of overall statistics with regards to our leisure classes. One of the ones I'd like to highlight that we feel is new and is going to be embraced by the community is meditation in Espanol at Roosevelt Walker Community Center. That's going to be starting in February. So we're really excited about that. Our teen program, our teen excursion program, visited my alma mater, University of La Verne, this last Saturday. We had about 50 teens in attendance, and they did a tour campus and also attended a basketball game at the University of La Verne. And in addition, on the 13th of January, we held a stop motion animation class over at Salgado. And we had about 15 teens participating in that Teen Arts Academy program. Happy to announce at this time that we've hired 2 new full-time drivers in our senior services section, which will expand our senior mobility program, provide more opportunities for excursions in the future. So they're now on the team. Aquatics is in the process of applying for a $75,000 grant with the Kaiser Permanente Foundation. And if we receive it, which indications are good, we'll be able to increase scholarships for learner swim lessons. We'll be able to start a junior lifeguard program. We'll be able to start senior/silver swimming at some of our pools. So we'll be able to increase our programming for seniors at our pool sites. And we're also going to be responsible for a Rethink Your Drink campaign, which is low or no calorie drinks throughout our programming and everything. So looking forward to getting that award announcement. And speaking of awards, very happy to share with you that our Cultura, which is in front of you, that's our brand new edition, was recognized by the California Parks and Recreation Society as a Award of Excellent recipient for the state of California in marketing and publishing. And so we are now an award-winning publication. So I'm very excited to share that with you. In addition, we didn't win just one award, we won 2 awards. Our health and wellness section for our community gardens program also submitted an award back in November, and they were also an award recipient. So, to put things into context, a lot of different cities in the state of California. Not everybody submits an award application and everything, but they do categorize in terms of large cities, medium cities, small cities, And your City of Santa Ana Parks and Recreation took home 2 awards this year, and we're very proud of that. And with that, I'd turn it back over to you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions from the commission? Commissioner Diaz?
I do have a question. I wanted to find out, does the person that it's currently at Thornton Park, does she provide any monthly, like a monthly journal or, it's, have you guys seen a decrease or an increase in regards to vandalism in the park? Or has it been helpful having a person there?
One of the things I can do, and as long as Executive Director Scott's okay with it, we provided an executive summary of her first year as far as her being a park host and everything. And we collaborated with the police department because that was one of the things that I think are the lens that we were looking at when placing the park host there was there going to be any significant change in the levels of vandalism, the levels of graffiti, any major crimes that were going there. And the report was interesting. It demonstrated that there were less calls, which could mean like, okay, something good is happening. But there was also not a really decrease in the amount of vandalism that was taking place. So there was a lot of statistics that were kind of going against each other in terms of what it meant for us. But once we talked with SAPD and kind of their assessment of the program and talked with Councilmember Becerra, they felt, and Councilmember Becerra talking to the community as he does at all of his office hours, they felt that the park host did make a meaningful difference at the park, and in doing so, that's why we decided to continue and look at these 6-month extensions for the park host program. But yes, she does provide, it's almost like a daily. And like I said, it basically focuses on atypical situations. So she's not sitting out in the park, just like, writing everything down. But, if there's 2 people in an argument across the way, that's an atypical situation for us. We've had fires in the park. That would be an atypical situation. So that's the type of incidents that she's reporting on. You're welcome.
Vice Chair? Secretary Slutters?
Does the park liaison, does she have any programs to run at the park?
No, that wasn't the intent of the park host program. She's a volunteer, right? And so as being a volunteer, we're not really her employer. So that there's a fine line that we have to kind of watch there in terms of what instructions that we give her. So most of what our expectations are is that you will go through the park, you will make contact with the community, you will engage with the residents, you'll give us a daily report to kind of give us, a sense of what's going on at Thornton Park, if there's any atypical situations and everything. But it's very passive. Like, it would be one thing if she was employed and we were paying her, an hourly wage. Then we could say, okay, well, why don't you go out there and play sports, and come up with a program and everything like that. That's not the nature of our agreement at this point.
Any other questions from the commission?
No, it's just a good job that you're providing in the services and all the events that were very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
It's amazing that, Commissioner Dang, did you have a comment?
No, that's a good job.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Reyes, any comments?
Yes. In addition to the transportation program, I know we hire 2, I believe we have 3 drivers, but one of them is still pending the background check.
Correct.
Right. Is there any plans on, right now we have 16 participants in, in the program, and I know we're gonna have even more. Is there any plans on hiring a couple more?
More drivers? You know what, that's always something that we're reviewing and assessing, you know, forgive me, Commissioner, are you at Santa Ana or Southwest?
Southwest.
Southwest, okay. So that helps me a little bit. You know, one of the things that we're always doing with our senior services section is we're assessing, you know, the amount of participation that we're receiving. And I know that once we start getting our excursion program off the ground, there's going to be an increase in participation, because that was one of the things that we heard from the community, that they really want the excursion program back.
Right.
So, you know, the full-time drivers, I think we've looked at the funds that we have that we can associate with the senior mobility program. And I think we've identified that we can hire 3 full-time for about a 4.5 to 5 year period of time. And at that point, we'll have to, you know, take a look at the funding sources again. Hopefully we'll be able to continue that. But at this time, 3 is probably our maximum, but that doesn't mean we can't hire part-time drivers, which we've had in the past, to kind of offset the amount of participants that we hope to have through the senior mobility program and our excursion program.
Yeah, because I know we're growing, the Southwest seniors, and I mean, I've been there a few months, and since I've been there, we're growing a lot. And then, you know, there's a lot of, I guess, you know, participation and, you know, going shopping, to, you know, the market, or even, you know, taking them to have breakfast. And yeah, so it's really, really great, you know, for a lot of those seniors. But, you know, sometimes there's some limit, you know, not everybody can go. So it's wonderful that now we have 2 full-time, you know, drivers at least, and hopefully the other one also comes aboard. And I know that we have excursions, and last year, I believe, we had quite a few. When I started, it was like 1 every month. But unfortunately, because the budget this year is limited to 4. Is there any plans to expand the budget so that we can have more excursions? It's very exciting, you know, they took us to Old Town San Diego,
Sure.
and all, you know, it's a lot of fun, but I guess this year is gonna be different.
Absolutely. And it's a perfect timing to bring this up, because I know that at least our department and all the other departments are going through a budget development. And, you know, just as a reminder, Parks and Recreation, we're only 3% of the overall budget. And seniors, you know, again, we look at our programs and our sections as we have our core services and we have our community services. There's no expectations from our seniors for us to have fees or generate revenue off of our senior citizens and our residents and everything. So when we're making budget decisions, we have to kind of counterbalance where we're investing our money with the services that are having some type of return on investment. However, I will say in this year's budget, when we went through the budget development process, we did get our senior program to the level that we wanted to last year. We weren't able to go get there last year. In addition, our senior services section representatives VNA and Juan Lara, they made a presentation to the CDBG, the Community Development Commission last night, and they were proposing a $100,000 funding from CDBG funds for senior health and wellness. So obviously those funds would help offset some of the things that we're committing to, because health and wellness in the senior services section is really important. So if we're able to receive those CDBG funds, then we can reallocate up to $100,000 to other programs that would be like excursions or more special events and everything like that too. But it's kind of that we have to kind of, I want to say pay Peter to, you know, still from Peter to pay Paul, but we have to make those decisions. And our team is constantly talking with myself and with the director Scott as far as what their needs are and everything. And we try to get them funding as much as we can.
Also, I guess I was wondering, because I know that they provide lunch for everybody, for the seniors. So who who manages the meals? Well, I know who provides them, but I guess inspects or makes sure that the meals are not, expire or, just
Sure.
safety. Who does that?
Sure. So I know that we contract with Meals on Wheels and they are the ones that are providing the food. And I know at Southwest, they're the ones that are actually facilitating the food that is coming out of the kitchen. And they provide, part of their contract is a kitchen supervisor, but they only provide one. At Santa Ana Senior Center, we have a staff member that is doing similar work to what the supervisor that is part of that contract is doing. So we do have, a good working relationship with Meals on Wheels. So if there's anything as far as concern of how the meals are being prepared and all that type of stuff, then you can always share that with our senior services staff. And we can always, have that conversation with Meals on Wheels as far as quality of food, types of food, variety of food, to ensure that it's meeting the expectations of our seniors over at Southwest and at Santa Ana Senior Center as well, too.
Oh, okay, so that's, I guess that's it. I mean, we have a new program, a new class, karaoke. So we're very excited with that too. Our Valentine's party is coming up also. I mean, there's a lot going on, which is great. We have three new hires, for the staff. So it's really good. It's great. I'm still happy to be there. So
Wonderful.
we have a lot going on. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes, for raising those issues around the senior center. I think it's great that you're bringing that perspective, and don't feel shy. I think that's kind of it helps to.
I'm still new, so I still have to.
I think, yeah, and I think to help follow up on your item, say, hey, this is what I would like to see improved, or surveying some of the community members, and maybe with having the meeting at the senior center or one of the senior centers, folks
Yeah.
that are attending can share hey, this is my perspective on things and stuff like that.
I like that she brought attention at the budget there with the seniors and providing some of the services, and how we commissioners can ask the city council for a little more extra monies there. And how we can do that. I would like to work on that myself. For making sure that they have some of the events and the food that is provided for them. So whatever we can do.
Yeah, and I know 3% was mentioned of the budget goes to Parks and Recs. I hope in the future we can make it 5 to 10% of our budget. One could always strive. Any other questions for our Deputy Director? Okay. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Next, we have our Santana Zoo report.
Thank you, commissioners. Our team is currently in Galveston, Texas. They are at a training over at Moody Gardens. So they're getting a lot of knowledge and, communicating with other zoos out there. They actually just sent me a picture from Whataburger, so I kind of chuckled over here because they want to compare it to In-N-Out. So it kind of made me laugh, but they're there. Couple great things going on at the zoo. Our animal services, our Golden Lion Tamarin, our animal care transferred one of them to the Cincinnati Zoo as part of a recommendation by the Conservancy Program. Santa Ana has kept a history of successfully working with endangered primate species, so we're always happy to help out other cities and stuff like that. Our mountain yellow-legged frogs, we attended a annual mountain zoo-legged conversation planning meeting hosted by the Aquarium Pacific in Long Beach. Our zoo is set to host the annual meeting next year, which will bring together partners from various government agencies, zoos, and aquariums, as well as other stakeholders to our zoo. So we're really excited for them to come and see what we're doing there. And one of our newest members to the zoo, and I got to play with it, it's our ball python. So we recently acquired a ball python from our partner zoo as an animal ambassador for education programming. So you might see them out at our movies, concerts in the parks with our zoo team. They're beautiful animals. They're stocky snakes. They got beautiful patterns, and they grow up to 4 to 5 feet. So it'll be fun to get them out there with the kids. If you guys have not gone lately, our Goat Trails project is complete and now enjoyed by the public daily. We have a few small items to remain on the punch list, which includes installation of a hand washing station and updated signage. So you guys haven't had a chance to go out there, we have some goats, so we're gonna be adding some more animals out there. We have they climb, they play, they're a lot of fun. So if you guys get a chance, go check it out. Our Hive Education and Community Hub building, construction meetings continue to take place on a weekly basis. Design development phase began this month. This is the second phase of a design process, which concepts start turning to actual architectural drawings. The project consists of a large multi-purpose room for education and community program as a community hub area for zoo volunteers and staff. Our pathway access project will replace existing dirt paths with more accessible concrete pathways, which are very important since California has turned into a rain state. Was not told that when I was hired. The proposed pathways will remain an aesthetic that complements both design and landscape of the facility. The project is now at 100 construction drawings and is ready to be bid out for a contractor. One of the big updates out there with our concession RFP is we did put out for a request for proposal for vendors at the zoo. And we are working necessary to get this out to council in February. One of the big things about that is we will now be able to serve some alcoholic beverages out at the zoo for our adults. So nice new little additive out there for them. Let's see, the new, if you guys have not been out there, our main zoo office repairs are now complete, which we've got new flooring, windows, heaters, restroom improvements to the old house out there. Also, the zoo hospital received a number of improvements such as rebuilding the bridge, bird aviary, upgrading the zoo commissionary, and installing electric circuits in 2 of the primate habits and trimming trees throughout the zoo. So a lot of great stuff going out there. Our Santiago Park Eco Center. The center is open Friday through Monday, and the designs of the new exhibits located inside the center are nearly complete. Zoo staff are actively working on our consultant color ad with the new museum exhibits of the center. On January 30th, the zoo will host a stakeholder meeting for the community members to review exhibit content for readability. Landscape maintenance, we work closely with George and his team in the park maintenance for the services for the zoo and other parks. The contract was, as George said, approved by the council. So we'll get that going. The contract is mostly funded through Measure X for over the past 4 years and has vastly improved the quality of care and landscape for the site amenities, resulting in a safer and more pleasing facility to visit. The big one, the River Otter and primate trails. The project has been on hold due to issues with the general contractor management project. An agreement was awarded last week to our insurance company, which means we will now get that project back on track. We are hoping to get a construction person on site soon so we can get that project continued. So we're really hoping to hopefully get that by summer, if not early fall. So really excited for that. Some really positive news. The zoo attendance remains strong through the 2023 calendar and an actual attendance of over, and this is real numbers, 241,000 people visited the zoo, and it continues to grow. These are record numbers for the zoo, and we cannot be more happy of our attendance and what we're doing out there. So thank you guys for supporting us on that. We anticipate the increase in attendance as we continue to open up new exhibits to the public, as well as our butterfly exhibit, which will be back in April. So, that did create a spike. Ethan and his team are looking for some fun animals to put in a petting zoo too. So be on the lookout for some new friends out there. So we're excited for that. Volunteers. I know you guys have asked about volunteers at the zoos. We are down to full swing with the orientations of new volunteers. The new next volunteer orientation is in February. If you guys want to learn more, please head over to our santanazoo.org website under city jobs. You can get more information about that. And the big one for fundraising out at the zoo. Over the past 4 years, the Creating Foundation has awarded the zoo with over $400,000 in matching funds for the children's zoo area and have agreed to continue with us for another 4 years. So we are very excited to get that done with them. The awarded funds were utilized for the Goat Encounter Project, improvements in the ambassador animal areas, a new tortoise habitat, and other zoo projects. Additionally, FOZAS received an additional $75,000 grant from the Macbeth Foundation for the Hive project. So kudos to the Macbeth Foundation. And last, our primate forest update. Like I said, we just recently attended a workshop with the executive coaches of Orange County who assisted with the development campaign. Milestones and messaging. This is something we and FLOSA are going to do to launch a campaign to raise funds for that. So be on the lookout for us throwing out some fun ads and some fun events and stuff like that. And that is what I have for the zoo. We are bringing back the Brew in the Zoo. So again, success event. We will have a date. If not, no, it'll be when Ethan gets back. We are looking May. It will be on a Saturday this time, so it's going to be bigger and better. So when we do get a date, we hope for you guys to attend. And that is what I have for the zoo. I got some other things to present to you guys or talk about in my executive comments. So that is what I have for the zoo.
Thank you so much, Executive Director. Any comments or questions from the commission on the zoo? We have our newest mascots that are representative of our zoo.
Yes, we do. I was going to talk about that. Don't worry,
I could see the animals there from the zoo. So
Good.
Tammy, Paco, and Ollie. No, and you mentioned about the otter, you know, the investments that we're making.
Yes.
And so I think happy to hear that it's kind of back on track. And I did see it at the city council meeting agenda last week. So
Right.
Happy that it was approved and we get to square away on that. Okay, thank you. Moving on to our commissioner comments. Any commissioner comments? Commissioner Dang? Okay, Commissioner Wu?
I'll just say that it's a good year, 2023. I like all the projects that are being done and what we're doing this year. And then I'm looking at all the events for this year too. Especially like the movie nights at El Salvador Park. And I'm hoping to get to some of the concerts. So very good. Thank you.
Commissioner Diaz?
I also wanted to mention the same thing. I'm very happy that you guys are, you know, you guys have a great team. I like everything that you guys are doing, the events. They're very helpful and they bring a lot of our community members. And you do it in different parks. That's also amazing. Also the events at the zoo. I really enjoy seeing them and seeing a lot of people, you know, a lot more people attending the zoo. But, you know, thank you so much for everything you guys are doing. And I look forward to 2024. Thank you.
Commissioner Reyes, any commissioner comments? Vice Chair, Secretary Stores.
I'm looking forward to this year, hoping that we can get to see more. For sure, we'll be able to see more parks, but I'm hoping we can see more programming in all of our parks, more programming in all of our community centers. So I'm hoping that 2024 will be a great year for Parks and Rec.
I will, for my commissioner comments, I just want to thank OC Habitats. They partnered with Mayor Councilmember Jesse Lopez on a park cleanup at Santiago Park. And so just want to shout out Valerie as well with her staff to help do that. I also, I know the departments are looking for towards the budget. And so to the extent, you know, I encourage you all to please ask for as much funding as possible for your departments. If you don't ask, you know, el que no come no, el que no pide no come. And so for those that don't ask, don't eat, you know, and so please ask for those fundings, even if it may not get approved, you know, but I think it's always good to ask. And I also, I don't have any other comments at this time, but Commissioner Diaz?
And my comment too is also for the library. I wanted to find out, you know, soon we're gonna be moving, right? Is it gonna happen this year or this year? So that's also going to impact, you know, the area. And I'm hoping that I see more social media in regards to your events once you move, and the current events that you have now. I truly enjoy seeing them more in social media. Go ahead. Tell us more about it, because now it's more in social media.
Yeah,
We should
yeah,
get them to be
absolutely.
in
So
Instagram.
we've been fine tuning timelines and schedules and design and construction. And, there's a lot of moving pieces to it. So we're just finally getting to a point where we'll be able to start planning for our main library closure, as well as, our new Hope tenant improvement project, and then as well as the opening of our new Delhi location down in the southern part of the city, and our Jerome Park kiosk and outdoor library. So you will be hearing more about that in the future as soon as we get our timelines all straightened out and everything like that. But yes, definitely
Everything
coming.
will be
And
this
for
year.
programs, there will be interim programs during that time. We're planning on pushing out a lot of outreach into the community. So, it'll look like more out there in our community centers, in our parks, what we're hoping for, as well as, we will be having a second bookmobile coming online as well, which we're anticipating December of 2024. So that'll be a much larger vehicle, 2 times the size of the one we have now. So that will roll out into the community as well. And then it'll be kind of a domino effect. Maine will close, but things will be opening every few months after that. So more and more and more will be coming through early 2026 will be when everything is finished.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. But yeah, look for more on social media, and we've been kind of giving you little sneak peeks until now. But in terms of timeline, they're just kind of, keeping it to the seasons and hoping for the best right now. But
You're
yeah,
doing a great job.
thank you.
Thank you.
Executive Director, I also wanted to see if it was possible to invite Supervisor Sarmiento to Saturday's event for Gerardo Moet Park. I know as former mayor and council member, he had worked with.
I will follow up with that, but I believe he is scheduled to be there. So,
Do you have any comments?
of course I do. Lot to say, a lot to be thankful for, thankful for my home girl here coming and always, advocating for us, and Washington Square is what we do. I do want to give, special thank you to Abigail and her office, stepping in to help out. And of course, Miss Garcia over there for, taking a chance to be our new recording secretary, and of course, Hiram back there. Just Hiram. Thankful for, Tim, Brian, George, who are here, for all the things they do. It's, fantastic. And, of course, Ethan's out. I mean, there's just so many, people to thank what we do. Just a couple things coming up. Like I said, this weekend, over at the Santa Ana Senior Center, they are having a coffee with the mayor at our senior center, and that's at 10 a.m. And then, of course, followed by that, we do have the Geraldo Moyet groundbreaking over at 11 o'clock on Senator McFadden. So like I said, I'll be at both. So we hope you guys can at least tend to I believe it'll be our 50th park, right? Is that correct? Isn't it our 50th? So it's right around there. So we're excited. We're growing. So if you guys get a chance, come out that. As they mentioned earlier, Brian and Tim, our TET Festival, February next Saturday, February 3rd, 2 to 7. We hope you guys get to come out there. It's, we've got a beautiful lineup, some great performers. So, please make sure to attend. As George mentioned, the French Park, February 24th, it's a partnership with the county, which we are excited to be doing more things with. Some things coming up to put on your mind. Our Excellent Adventure will be back on March 30th. Draws the kids out, and it's egg fun, I guess you could say. It's madness. Our Santa Ana 5K, 10K Fun Run and Kids Dash will be back again. We had a huge turnout. We're looking to make it bigger and better this year. So, be on the lookout for that. I know George Tim didn't touch on this, but I'll touch on this a little bit. Earth Day, we are doing what is called the Me Encanta Santa Ana. And it is up on our website, and I do encourage you guys to sign up for it for updates. But basically what it is it's a day of volunteering as we celebrate Earth Day for the first ever Me Encanta Santa event, which is hosted by the Parks and Recreation Department as well as the Public Works, to help you, as this is where our community comes together. So again, there's going to be a lot of places, a lot of parks that we're going to do. We're going to finalize the schedule. So George and his team, some really great design on the shirt, which I think almost complete, right? And I think you're all going to love the creativity that our team came with, Hiram and Corey and all them. So looking forward to that. I know one of y'all sent me an email about something like that, so I kind of want to leave that for a surprise. But we'll talk more about it. And like I said, kudos to what Tim mentioned earlier, winning 2 state awards. And, California is a huge state and there were a lot of applications. So for us, as you guys got the new Cultura, seeing, it grow and how beautiful it is, the colors and, no photo in there they're real. They're taken by our community. They're taken by our team. So to Corey, to Demi, to Hiram and Oscar, hats off to what they do and working with the rest of our team. And as well to our community gardens, all of them out there, Rudy, Veronica, and Paula have done a fantastic job with all our part-time coworkers and what they do. And they bring such joy and happiness to that. So we're really excited. And as you guys did say, our mascots are out. They all have names. You guys will be seeing them around at all our events, our parks, and you never know where they're going to pop up. It's all part of our Santa Ana community team. So it's a new thing we created with them. So they all have known they're Santa Ana's new trio. And again, Tamarindo, also known as Tammy, is our golden-headed lion monkey. It's on page 7 of our culture if you want to see them. So they're great. They're fun. We have Paco, the red crowned Amazon parrot, and as well as Ollie, the giant river otter. So be on the lookout for them. They're going to be making appearances. A lot of fun, so their mascots are fun. And to, I guess, touch on something Brian said about how he's excited to get his second library mobile. We have 2 coming to Parks and Recreation and we're really excited about it. If you guys haven't, you will be seeing it soon. Our new Zoomobile will be out and about visiting all the parks. And again, it's got a nice wrap on it. It's clean. You're going to love it. And currently our team is also working on our Rec Mobile. They're going to have some fun names come with it. So be on the lookout for that. So these 2 things are just another way we can do programming out into the community and what we do. So, hats off to what we've done for that. And again, without your support and, our team's report, thank you for everything we do so we continue to keep on growing and, make the city of Santa Ana, its residents proud, as well as our neighboring cities, because they notice what we're doing. And like I said, today I attended the OC directors and they're amazed by what we're doing and they ask how we're doing it. And, it's all these people right here in front of you, what they do, so hats off to what they do, have an amazing amount of co-workers and then supporting staff, like I said, Jennifer's and Abigail's team, always willing to help out, planning, finance, police. So it's a big team we got. So thank you guys for your support. And that will conclude my comments for this time.
Thank you so much, Executive Director, for your comments. And I think it's great to do something for Earth Day on the Me Encanta Santana. I think that's really great. And Executive Director, are you behind the mask on any of the mascots?
I cannot confirm or deny it, but I do have one request. Sylvia, I'd like to hear some of that karaoke if you don't mind. But no, yes, no, I cannot confirm or deny them in any of those.
Okay, great. And our next Parks and Recs Community Services meeting is going to be on February 22nd, 2024. With no further business before the commission, I hereby adjourn the meeting at 6:56.